I'm 42. Here's a funny thing yesterday. So, I'm training for another wrestling tournament, which, by the way, there's not many 40-year-olds doing it, and we're wrestling practice, and I'm practicing all these young guys, and one of the kids they're like, hey, where's the old man child? Because I
Oh no, now you're getting a nickname, the man child. You're sitting there with your beanie copter, like eating ice cream. I want to wrestle.
And one of the kids goes, hey, what year did you graduate? I said 1998. The one kid goes, oh yeah, I wasn't even a thought in my parents' mind back then.
Oh gosh, that's funny, man. Yeah, it'd be.
I have a kind of I don't know. Some people would call it immature life, but I kind of do whatever I want to do.
That'd be funny if they have a whole new twist to these motivational speeches. Like the coach, he like starts to see your story and he's like, I told you guys to never give up. Well, and then you're over there. I still got it. Class of 98. I'm never giving up.
Pocket Party.
How do you like the show so far? Pretty good, right? By the way, here I am acting with John Travolta in the movie Be Cool. Check it out. If you like this show and you want to show your support, every little bit helps. Go to DarrenCarter.com. I'm on PayPal or Venmo at Darren Carter Comic on Venmo. Also, I'm available on CAMEO and also Jemmy. All right, let's get back into the show. Oh, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
Pocket Party.
And we're back. Hey, everybody. It's your host, Darren Carter, the party starter on the Pocket Party podcast. Today, I'm very excited. We have a friend and a former popular guest, and he's back again. Please welcome the one and only Swine Time, Mr. Brian Swinehart.
Hey. Got my dog with me today. I need a little backup, in case Darren boots me off this podcast again. I want my dog here with me.
Is your dog? Here's how clueless I am when it comes to your dog. Is your dog a male or female or transgender?
He's male, alpha male, not beta.
Hey, that's always good to have an alpha male around.
Yeah. Well, maybe he's not really too alpha. He sits on my lap all day long. So you guys. So let me get this straight. Are you guys both alpha, or is one alpha, one beta, or is it two betas? What's going on here? This is just all alpha.
It's a team alpha.
Team alpha. Look at that. That's an alpha right there.
That's alpha. I love it. It's so funny because that's like really in the lexicon of the American language now. Like, are you an alpha male? Are you a beta male? And then my son was showing me stuff. He's like, yeah, now the new thing is, I think Sigma. I'm a Sigma male, or I'm a Zeta. I'm an Omicron or whatever. I don't know. There's all these different types of, guys that are like, I'm part of my own wolf pack. I'm a solo wolf or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll just stick with alpha and beta.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I think it's sometimes I'm beta because I'll like, but I don't know. Is that alpha or beta? When I hear a really good
when you start cutting off podcasts early because somebody's about to rip into the president of the United States.
Okay, guys, we're gonna. That's an alpha male move. No,
that's alpha.
You're like, hey, Darren, here's a test. Do you want to be kicked off the airwaves? No. Beta. No, because I had a friend. He's done this podcast before, and he was wearing like his leopard skin like coat and his yellow glasses, and he has a stripper pole inside of his apartment. And he's like, "Yeah, I used to be beta, and then now I'm an alpha." And it was funny though when we watched the video. My son was like, he looks pretty beta, like just, and I don't know. It was just kind of funny, but I don't know where he's at in his life now. But that was because he said he used to always like let girls push him around. He'd end up buying lunch for them all the time. Meanwhile, they'd go out with other guys, and he's just like, I was just happy to have their company. And he didn't even say they were girlfriends; they were his friend girls, whatever that meant. But
I'm happy somebody bought them dinner before they went to see me.
Hey. That way they already had dinner by the time they. That's funny, man. You're an interesting guy because you're single. As far as I know, you're not married. You're no children. You're single, And did you finally hit 40 yet? Are you 40?
Yeah, I'm 42, but we don't need to talk about that.
Okay. But you're living what appears to be a freestyle life. I mean, you're living the same life that you probably wish you lived when you were 22. You know what I mean? You're not like.
Well, what's crazy is, I am, because I'm 42. Here's a funny thing yesterday. So, I'm training for another wrestling tournament, which, by the way, there's not many 40-year-olds doing it, and we're wrestling practice, and I'm practicing all these young guys, and one of the kids they're like, "Hey, where's the old man child?" Because I.
Oh no! Now you're getting a nickname, the man child. You're sitting there with your beanie copter, like eating ice cream. I want to wrestle. And
one of the kids goes, "Hey, what year did you graduate?" I said 1998. The one kid goes, "Oh yeah, I wasn't even a thought in my parents' mind back then."
Oh gosh!
I think that's the year my mom graduated. I was like, "Yeah, I think I know her."
Yeah, that'd be funny if they go, "What year did you graduate?" And you're like, "Who said anything about graduating?" No. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's funny, man. Yeah, it'd be.
I have a kind of I don't know. Some people would call it immature life, but I kind of do whatever I want to do.
That'd be funny if they have a whole new twist to these motivational speeches. Like the coach, he starts to see your story and he's like, I told you guys to never give up. Well, and then you're over there. I still got it. Class of 98, class of 98. I'm never giving up. It's like, well, sometimes you gotta, move on to another sport perhaps, or another hobby. You're like, get into
golf.
Get into golf, golf, tennis, ping pong, something like, nope, I like dogs, being an alpha, and I like wrestling. No, didn't you say that the idea is you wrestle and then you when a wrestler he wins his final match, then you leave your wrestling shoes off and you leave him on the mat and then you walk away.
Yeah.
And have you won yet? Is that what's going on? What's going on?
So last year I said, I'm gonna win one and then I'm gonna retire, right? And then I won, and I was like, oh man, I was so caught up in the moment, man, I didn't think. And then one of the kids goes, well, you can't quit now. You're still in the tournament. You could still get third place. Yeah, you're right. And then of course the next match I went out and hurt my leg, but
dang.
But now I'm going to go for it again,
Yeah. And are you going to wrestle? You don't know who you're going to wrestle. It could be any age group. It's not like a 40 and up.
Well, luckily, I don't know if it's luckily or not, because some of the guys are still animals. But before I was wrestling 18 and up, this year they got a 35 and up age group.
Oh, that's good.
Still 7 years older than the 35-year-olds, but whatever. You know, but at least it'll be like, it should be. Because it's tough wrestling those guys who are college wrestlers, right? Their whole life, 40 hours, 40-hour weeks are wrestling, where, so it was a little kind of tough. But yeah, last year, all my guys were in their 20s that I wrestled. So, but I enjoy it, man, because it's such it pushes you so hard. And it's, I train for 3 or it's in tournaments. So I start training 3 weeks ahead, but the practices are brutal, dude.
That's hilarious. 3 weeks ahead.
Yeah. My lip is split. I don't know if you can see, but I got a little shiner here.
Yeah.
It's just so yeah, you try not to get hurt, but you can't think about not getting hurt or you'll get hurt.
Yeah. Cause you'll be all timid and tense and
yeah. Yeah. So you go you're not, you can't be thinking about it, Are
you a lot slower, you think, than you were when you were younger, or a little bit slower, or not? You don't know yet.
I don't like to say that, but you can see when we're doing exercises.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to ever call but the amount of, we do squat jumps or knee ups or something like that. And I'm trying to keep up with these kids. And it's I'm on number 2 and they're on number 6.
Yeah.
Before I would be, you see what I'm saying? And then they do the monkey roll where you jump over somebody and roll and this. And that. Yeah. And I'm trying to keep up with those guys. I'm so you're, So some things are, and I'm working on improving my flexibility as well, because your flexibility is like kind of, if you don't keep up on it.
Yeah, I saw this trainer. He said that I forget what it's called, the presidential fitness test, and not necessarily this current president, but to be a fit, but they say, remember the thing, like, can you do like this amount of pull-ups? Can you run the mile? And one of the things for flexibility said, the guy was sitting on the floor and he goes, you're supposed to be able to not only touch your toes, but go 6 inches past your toes, and he was saying how sometimes people have back aches and they go, it could be because your hamstrings are tight, your legs are tight. So to practice that flexibility. The reason I mentioned that about the quickness, I was talking to Coach Buddy McGirt, 2-time world boxing champion. And I believe he said the first thing that a boxer loses is his speed, like his legs. I'm sorry, he said his legs, like the legs. That's first to give out. Yeah. And also when I'm at the boxing gym and I want to say featherweight, our buddy Adam Blue Nose Lopez.
Killer, dude.
Who's a professional boxer who fights on TV. He's on his way to being a champion. That guy is so fast and quick. Like the one thing I noticed about him, well, number one, I think he fights at the 126 weights, but he's already, but he moves around that bag. Like that bag is still, and he's like popping it, and he's constantly pop, and then just circling the bag, and just I told him, I go, you look like what I think is called a water slider, like that bug that's on top of the lake that's like this, that's just like, that guy never is still. And I look at myself and I'm like, I punch and I stand still and I kind of move, but I'm slow, dude, compared to these guys. They're like pop, they're like little mosquitoes on water, like and
yeah,
I just imagine
something else that he has.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's time, that's age, but also it's, guys, he's meant to do that. He was born to do that,
Yeah.
God gave him a gift.
I know. I was, so you gave yourself 3 weeks to get ready for this?
Yeah, 3 weeks. Before, I think I was giving myself a little more time, but just the way my life is right now, I got back to Ohio on Sunday, and then I started practicing again on Tuesday. I took a day off to recover from traveling, and then now I have until April 2nd, and I'm going to do this April 2nd, and then I'm considering running the Nashville Marathon on April 23rd, so I might just really push myself in April.
That's cool, man.
It's time.
It's fitness, man. This is awesome. You're
good.
Seriously, that'll be good for you. It's funny when I say like the 3 weeks, because my son, he's in 8th grade and he's looking at the high school schedule, and man, if they're in sports, they want them training over the summer. Like when I was doing it, we would only train during the season. Like, oh, it's wrestling season, and let's start. No, now I think these kids are having private coaches year round. They're training year round. It's the
competition is so thick on things, and it's it's hard for athletes now to be 3 sports stars like they used to be, right? Because a lot of people will just focus on one sport. I had to do that. I had to stop baseball to focus on wrestling. I had to pick, because I was like, if I don't go full out on wrestling, I'll never make it to where I want to be. And what's the point of being, you know what I mean? So some people though, man, they can do all, but the competition now is it's fierce, dude. It's always been fierce.
I think, and there's also a lot more people in this country. Like, I just picked a random, like the mid 80s. I said, what's the population in America in 1985? And it was 237 million. So 237 million. And let's look what it is now. 2022. So US population now is 332 million.
Good. We're defeating Bill Gates.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that means, but we'll just keep it moving.
He wants less population. That's what it means.
Oh, okay. I'm like, shout out to Bill Gates. I use a Mac computer, so I don't know. They, yeah. They
That's a conspiracy theorist joke. Only conspiracy theorists.
No, don't say that word.
Did I say it? Oh,
The
sorry,
algorithm.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
But go watch Brian's channel for these buzzwords. Yeah, let's get on a lighter subject. Let's talk about your crazy sex life. No, no. I know. But I did want to ask you about this. So, I had the pleasure of meeting you back when I was. I don't know how old I was. This is like 20 years ago at least, right? Do you think it was 20 years ago?
It would have been I think 2004.
I think so too, because my wife and I had gone to a concert. I think we went to like a Toby Keith concert, I think, at the Staples Center. If that's the one it was a country music concert, 20,000.
Yeah, back from Toby Keith, I think. Yeah. It
was awesome. Yeah. So we stopped at this, I love this diner. I talk about it on the podcast a lot. Bob's Big Boy. They are not a sponsor. I just love going there. The Beatles have gone there. They have their own booth at the Beatles. I mean, there's like a plaque that said the Beatles sat here. I mean, it's just great. It's just an old 50s diner that has great food and it's just a great place. Anyway, so I love going there. And so my wife and I had gone there. This is before Austin was born, our son Austin, aka AusTheBassBoss. Check him out on YouTube, AusTheBassBoss.
Alpha.
Alpha male. His voice is deeper than mine. Like when he wants to be, I'll go, Daddy's home, and he used to be like, Daddy's home, and I go, Daddy's home, and an even deeper voice is like, nobody cares. But he's just kidding though. But he definitely can go higher, and so shout out to Austin. But so we were at Bob's Big Boy. You were working as a waiter at that point. That's how I met you. And you came up and you told me you were a comic, and you handed me a VHS tape out of your apron. Your alpha males wear aprons when they work. That's right. And so you had Carpenter got your apron. So out of one of your many pockets, you pulled out this VHS tape. And I actually watched it. And I'm like, there's something about him. He's got potential, man. I like it. It was at that time, it was all jokes about the Amish, because you just came from Amish country. And I don't know how well it's going to translate yet to people outside of that district, but I could tell there was something there. So we've known each other, and I'm more of a, I don't know, I kind of my wife knows I don't like change. She's like, because I've been using the same sort of wallet, I love just everything. You know what I mean? I like a certain pair of jeans. I just, I stick with it. I like a certain, I just like certain things. I'm like, married for 24 years. I like certain, but you're, it seems like you really embrace change and excitement. And, I try to be the voice of reason, but I also know I might be the voice of boring, because you had an opportunity to leave the country, and I was like, oh man. And I was like Googling stuff. I don't know, man. It's it's going to be, but that's the thing. March 2020, the world shut down, and I think not too much longer after that, you found you went on a, I don't want to give away the punchline, but you met someone online, and a young lady, and you jumped on a plane. All that stuff was like nervous, made me nervous. I'm like, you're going to get on an airplane. Yeah. I was like, you're going to get on an airplane. Like, you were one of the first people. I mean, now it's no big deal, but at the time you were the first person during the middle of the pandemic. Everyone's afraid of everything, wiping down the groceries.
One other dude on the airplane, and I'm going out there to catch a date, dude.
I know.
I survive all that nonsense.
I go, dude, what kind of girl is going to, a guy she's never met online is going to let you get on an airplane and fly across the country and possibly have sex with someone that she's never even met. You don't even know her. And you were like, do you remember what you said?
The kind of girl I like.
She's just going to let you hit it and quit it. No, I'll stupid. But, so did that work out? Did you and you guys had a couple of fun dates, I guess?
Yeah, and we watched the entire season of Tiger King, which was what to do during the pandemic. So, and I flew from California to Florida in the mix with all the drama for like $150. So
that's cool.
It was cool. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, that's funny. A lot of people are like, stay home, stay safe. You're like, hey, I'm going to be flying around the country. And, that's cool. You actually have gotten to a lot of adventures in your car, like driving all around. And, man, you've driven all around.
I did so much, man. I really proved all those people wrong by everything I did. And I'm still here talking about it. I tried not to waste those 2 years because, so I think you can look back on the history books and you'll say the way people, if they really study their history in the future and they write about me in the history books like they should, they'll realize I did it the right way.
Yeah. Oh, so I met you the last time we did a show. We were touring together. We were in El Paso, Texas, and I remember you were like, I'm sort of thinking about what I want to do, and catch us up. So what happened since I saw you a couple months ago in Texas, as far as your traveling experience and your love life? You can share as much as you want.
Well, let's see. El Paso was cool. The last time before that, I went to El Paso. I found myself in a movable home. And then,
what does that mean?
It means it's a trailer, but I didn't realize it was a trailer, a movable home. So.
Oh yeah. I remember that night. You and I were. I go, hey, I just filmed the show. You want to check out the highlights? And you're I'm kind of tired. I go, oh, let me just show this one funny part. So I come over to your hotel room and show you this part. And you seem like kind of tired and stuff. And then, but I did notice you were looking at your phone and apparently you're like, all right, D, I gotta. And I thought you were gonna say I'm gonna go to bed, but you're like, I gotta go to this girl's house. She wants to have a date. And I was like, dude, it's like 2 a.m. And you're like, yeah, I'm tired, man. Cause I've been going, cause apparently she didn't speak English and you don't speak Spanish. So you were tired, unbeknownst to me, because you had been Google translating with her. Like,
yeah, where's she out, man?
Yeah, where's she out? Yeah. And then copy paste. I know. And then the Uber driver couldn't find her place because he's like, man, she lives in a movable house. So I guess the house kept moving around or something. And
yeah, she texted me movable house, and I didn't realize that meant motorhome, and then the Uber driver was a little weird in himself, but
he was a little weird from what you told me. He was like, man, so cut to this last time, you're like, man, I think I might leave the country for a little while. And tell us all about that. How'd that come into play?
Well, man, I was at Starbucks and I met this girl that lived in Honduras, and she was a real nice person. So she said, hey, my birthday's coming up. You want to go to Honduras for my birthday? And I said, well, why not? And, I was the only thing I was concerned about was whether I had to get or not. Luckily I didn't, so I could go. They did make you take that, and I don't know, some of my buddies are telling me I shouldn't even let them do this, but they stick the Q-tip up your nose. Yeah.
Is that when you landed?
No, when I left, and each time you leave, you have to do that.
Yeah.
So I feel fine. So hopefully that wasn't nothing, but I still, I avoided the thing I didn't want to do.
So you went to Honduras. So when you land, you got to go through like the customs and everything. Was that pretty easy? Did it take a long time?
That wasn't too bad. I just, the lady working, I made her laugh. I said, "Hola, bonita," and then they started laughing.
Yeah.
And I told her that's all the Spanish I knew. And then my friend came and she picked me up at the airport and took me all over Honduras.
And had you met her before? Or you just met her briefly at a Starbucks one day?
Yeah, we just met at a Starbucks, and that's kind of it.
Just random at a Starbucks down in Miami, Florida.
Yeah, just I was sitting there doing my writing like I always do.
And did that make you like nervous? Like, I'm going to go to another country and I'm going to go meet somebody I've only met briefly once at a Starbucks. Like, are they going to like give me, do some kidney surgery on me, or am I part of a, you know what I mean? Like you didn't think like that.
I felt safe because I could tell that this wasn't a person to worry about.
Yeah. Like, you didn't think like, oh, they're going to try to make me donate my organs.
No, I kind of gathered some information and I was like, nah, this is just somebody who wants to show me their country.
Yeah. And maybe you wanted to show her one of your organs, So anyway, so you land and hey-oh. By the way, this is the best way. I know this is the best way to do this podcast because I think you're more reserved now, which I enjoy, and I think it may have to do with the location that you're recording this from.
Yeah, right, exactly. So, exactly. And just in general, you don't know who looks up your podcast, Darren. I mean, I got stalkers all over the place, so I can't really be saying stuff.
Yeah, and also it was International Women's Day, so this podcast will go in every country in the world, as far as I know. So,
okay, and that's today, International Women's Day.
No, that was 2 days ago.
Oh, okay.
But this is Women's History Month, every day is international. every day is International Women's Day. That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you like different? You can say this joke. I love your joke. I'm feeding you lines about that.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Do you know the line when I'm saying I like all types of women?
I love women from all over the world, all different ethnicities.
Yeah. So you land in Honduras, and so your friend picks you up in the car, I guess, like a regular car, and there's room in there. Was it her whole family pick you up, or was she by herself? No. Or
she came pick me up. It's like cool, and
there was some trust on their issue too, because maybe her parents are like, we're gonna let our daughter go pick up some random American. That's so that was cool.
Yeah, that's cool. But now in this day and age, I think people research you ahead of time probably too.
Yeah.
And when they probably look on IMDb and see those 35 massive acting credits that I have and all those writing and producing credits, probably brings some credibility.
That's right.
Being humble there.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. He's a Mathew McConaughey stand-in, yeah.
All right. So,
by the way, I love real quick before we get back to I do like that documentary. They did a documentary on you, and it's really very emotional. What's the documentary called?
I cleaned my room.
I cleaned my room. Yeah, you guys go check that out. It's on his YouTube channel, Brian Swinehart.
Yeah. I love it, man. Thanks for mentioning that, dude.
You're welcome. So she picks you up, drives you around. And where did you stay at her house? Her apartment or what?
I got my own Airbnb,
Yeah.
But and things out there aren't that much money. They're not that cheap as you would think, but they're not like, LA prices or anything.
Remember you were telling me, it's like a third world country and they get water like 3 times a week or something like that. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I know which story you want.
Yeah. Well, no, because okay. So when you said that sort of reminded me of what back in the 70s when I was growing up in the 70s, we used to take these family vacations out to Kansas, and in a little tiny town in Kansas that my foster grandma didn't even have indoor like plumbing, like toilets, until 1980. So I remember having to use the outhouse, and I just remember like so the closest thing I can remember when you said no running water except for 3 days a week, I was like, oh wow, that kind of reminds me of Kansas in the 70s. So that's what Honduras was like a little bit like you?
Yeah, that out there where they were, because they only got water 3 days a week. And well, what happened?
If I were you, I'd be like, hey, can we make it the 3 days I'm in town?
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. Well, I didn't know that at first. See, I kind of didn't know anything about where I went. You know how I am. I don't really plan things out. I just, all right, let's go and see how it plays out. But I get there, and they've had really good food, and they fed me, but my stomach was
nice.
Yeah, my stomach was upset because a couple of days before, my uncle caught a fish, and I was with him. We caught 2, and we ate that fish, but it kind of upset my stomach. So my stomach been upset for 2 days. So then I tried to hold it, but I had to use the restroom. And anyways, I used the restroom, and She said, it's you got to use those 2 buckets. I'm like, oh, that's where you wash your hands. I didn't realize, but
I remember on the phone you told me, you said that you go, I gotta use the restroom. You said she had a look of horror on her face.
Yeah, like oh no, like, you know, and I have a look, oh man, because my stomach just, oh no, you know. So now I'm like, and I'm embarrassed, dude. I don't even know why I'm telling you this story because I'm embarrassed, but but I was embarrassed, and I had to use, but my stomach all messed up, man. So then, I kind of, you know, I'm ready to, you know, finish up or whatever, and you know, the toilet went to flush, and said, oh, the water, you must have to put it in the bowl. So I did that. Didn't really work. Then I put it in the tank. Kind of worked a little bit. There's water all over the floor. Me dumping around and all that. It's hot. It's like 90 degrees out there. I'm sweating. My stomach's all upset, man. Sweating and trying to flush, trying not to make a fool of myself, you know, embarrass myself.
So embarrassing.
Oh, dude, I was just, I mean, dude, just sweating. I mean, it was like the Dumb and Dumber, man. It was just like sweating, just like, and then, dude, her one brother kind of helped me, show me what I needed to do to fix the situation. And then I found out they only get water 3 days a week. And I'm like, well, I just used 1 week worth of water there.
Oh no. Well, the good news is there is photographic evidence of your situation. So that's from Dumb and Dumber. Look at that. That's like, dude, that's when, remember he's on the toilet with the boots, but oh my gosh. Yeah, that's man, I can imagine like how. So after that, did you? So tell me more. Like the next day, the day after that, like
that was cool, man. They took me all around, and man, we had a blast. Went to the beach, went to the island, went to a jungle.
Did you see any like familiar like American restaurants or Starbucks or anything like that?
I didn't see Starbucks, Burger King, Wendy's, McDonald's, Little Caesars, Pizza Hut. I mean, we just dominate, you know, and they're crazy poor out there. They're all begging in the middle of the street. And then
did you go to any of those places to see if the food tastes the same as America?
I didn't want to eat any like American chain because I wanted to eat their food. Like their pears were super fresh, dude. And they had they had good food, fresh food, you know, and they live in like a community more so than we do, you know. So so that's pretty much it, man. So yeah, dude, it was great. It was great.
What kind of food do they eat? Like I just picture Mexican food, but then it's Honduras. So is it similar to Mexican food?
Maybe a little. It's kind of similar to, I mean, it's not all that much different than here. You know, they had, I guess it's kind of a mixture between Mexican food and this, but they'd have rice and beans and chicken and, salad, and had pizza.
That's cool.
A couple times.
And what about the water situation where you're like, because, you know, they say when you go like to Mexico, you're supposed to drink bottled water. Did you drink tap water down there?
I don't think I really did too much. I probably did mainly drink bottled water. Yeah. But I don't think it was all that bad. But, you know, in the cities, they have a better water source, I guess. But it's super corrupt down there, though. Her brother got pulled over for speeding, and he had to pay the cop money at the site. You don't get to go to trial. You don't get to argue your case. You have to pay the cop at the same time. I said, dude, that ain't right.
So everyone has to carry money on them, I guess, unless it's through Venmo or something.
Yeah, I don't know how you would pay the cop without cash, but yeah, he had to pay him cash right there.
How much was the ticket? Do you remember how much the ticket was?
I don't know. Yeah, man.
I feel like there's people talking in the background. Is that another podcast happening?
Yeah, there's a business going on there. So I don't know if I should, wrap it up.
Tell them you're on the Pocket Party podcast and then
calm down.
Yeah, say, hey, I'm on the Pocket Party podcast right now. Yeah,
Finally got my big break.
I know. Is that the Joe Rogan podcast happening over there?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, look at him. That's cool.
Buddy.
All right. Well, Brian, dude, thank you, man. I appreciate you coming on. And no, it's good. I got a question. So I've been asking this lately since I have not had a haircut in a long time. How much do you pay for haircuts? And have you got one in Ohio and have you got one in Florida? Boom. How much do you pay for haircuts?
Yeah, in Ohio, I think they're $15. And in Florida, I got one, and maybe it was like $20. I feel it was more in Florida than here.
Yeah.
But I think that's about right. $15-$20 usually. Something.
And
like
how much
that.
is gas? Have you looked at any gas prices recently?
Oh yeah, I bought gas yesterday, and it was $4.04 here in Ohio. So people are ticked.
So this morning I dropped my car off and because we had to get some work done on it. And as we're driving by a gas station right over here on the corner, it was $5.99. Like they're trying to hang on, trying to be like, we're not $6, we're $5.99. But it's like
$5.99, dude. Jeez, I can't believe how fast it's went up from.
I know.
Man, last year was $1.99. Or maybe a little over a year. But
yeah,
I know I was going across country, dude. 2020 was like $1.99.
Oh yeah.
So,
see, I'm looking around like on my local app here, and I can go 560, I can go 570, but then if I go to this other place, it's going to be 616. 556, 550, and this is Burbank. It's like Los Angeles prices, and I'm sure if I looked up Beverly Hills, it'd be even higher. So there's like that one place they always go on the news. They always go to that one gas station out there. But
I see that when they put that up, because it's like $7 there.
Yeah.
I wonder how that's going to affect the comics, because I got a message yesterday. Guy wanted me to fill in on a gig because the comic it was booked, but couldn't do it because of gas prices. Unfortunately, I already had a gig the same night, but I'm like, man, how bad is that going to affect us? Because it's not like they're going to increase our pay. It
might be. Hopefully, they'll get forced. Maybe they'll be forced to be like, step it up a little bit. Be like, throw in another 25. I did do a gig once. I remember this guy was kind of cool. Like it was in Palm Springs, and the guy paid me a good amount of money, and then he goes, and I'm also going to give you a $50 gas card. And I don't know, for some reason I thought that was a nice touch. Now it'd be nice if he threw on $100 gas card, but you know what I mean?
Right.
That'd be cool.
Double,
yeah.
Doubled. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, so I don't know. Well, we'll see, man. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll get back to California at some point, but
dude, I don't want to get too much into the details because I don't want to get kicked off any of these platforms, but things are definitely opening up. The future is looking real bright around here. The weather's great.
California opening up is how the rest of the country's been for the last 2 years. So,
yeah,
they you guys had it tough out there. And
and a couple clubs are opening up again, so that's good. The Ice House, the Comedy Magic Club. I mean, it's feeling real good, man. I did a show last night down by the beach. It was great. The other night I went to the Hollywood Improv, and I hung out with Bud Friedman's daughter, Zoe. We talked music and stuff for a good 20, 25 minutes. I saw Craig Robinson. So it's that feeling where you go out and you run into your buddies, your pals, and people you haven't talked to in a long time, but there's like that feeling of like, oh man, how are you? What did you been up to? And so there's definitely a good, if you're feeling it's feeling good out here. And we'd love to have you back, It'd be great to see Brian Swinehart.
You would. Some of these others, I don't know.
Nah, even people you guys had disagreements. I mean, everyone was bottled up. They didn't know what was happening, so it'll be fine,
Yeah. Well, yeah, man. Well, I'll probably make it back sometime, man, this year and next. But in the meantime, I'm gonna be hanging with my little homie going to Honduras.
That's right. You think you'll go back?
It was fun. It was cool. Everybody was real nice to me. The people were wonderful. I did a comedy show there, and it went fantastic.
Oh, yeah. How'd that comedy show go? How many comedians were on?
There was 4 of us.
And it was an English speaking comedy show.
Yeah, but they mainly spoke Spanish. And then I went on and I said a couple words in Spanish, a couple sentences that I learned.
Hola, Benita.
Yeah. And gracias, por favor. But
every time they laugh, you're like high-fiving them. Gracias, por favor. Yeah. Hola.
Yeah.
My name is me llamo Brian Swinehart.
I did say that.
Alpha male. No. How do you say alpha male in Spanish? I already forgot. Gosh, dude, my Spanish is alpha hombre. Dude, and I grew up in California. Like I kind of like know Spanish a little bit. I mean, I took 2 years of Spanish 101.
You learned some words living in California.
Yeah, you sure do. And it's so ridiculous that I haven't worked on it in a long time. Like even simple things, like I know, like, you know.
I do Duolingo. That's what I practice, Duolingo.
Yeah, but you have a duo motivation.
Yeah, I got motivation.
You got motivation,
especially when I'm going to Florida.
Yeah,
I don't know. I like Florida. It's cool. I like Ohio too. I don't know. It's good. It's good. I got to actually change my life around. You know, re-see some places and all that.
You look like you're in a law office and like you're waiting for your lawyer to get you out of. Like,
yeah, I am always out of trouble here.
Yeah, you got like your emotional support animal.
Yeah, I've been through a lot. I've been through a lot.
I know. I want to hold up that Dumb and Dumber photo again. Like, dude, that's like, wow. Anyways, Brian, it was great seeing you, man. Thanks for everything, dude. Always good to see you. And come out to California again, man. Like, you know, maybe you and another buddy can, like, I don't know, get like a.
Well, maybe once I finish up on this trucker convoy, I'll be out there.
There you go. You split. You guys can split the rent and you know, to have the time of your life and start promoting shows out here, man. But all right, buddy. Hey, have a great one, and I'll see you later.
Man.
All right. Hey, good luck with the wrestling tournament. Good luck with the wrestling tournament.
Thanks, dude. I need it. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Show us some muscles. How are the muscles looking these days?
I mean, they're looking regular.
I like how he keeps his shirt on. He's like, you got so many layers of clothes. You're like, check out my abs. Yeah, that's good, man. All right, even the dog isn't interested. Have him. He's got his back to the camera. It's hilarious. Yeah.
All right, man.
All right, buddy.
Thanks.
I'll see you later, man. You got it, buddy. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah.
Everybody listen to Darren Carter. We all know he's the party starter. So if you want to listen to a podcast for free, then listen to The Pocket Party.